Okay. Driver's seat, if you remember, that was not working correctly. HVAC bulbs, antenna. Was that it? I think so. Some of you 90s kids will get this reference. All right, if you remember, the test drive en route went swimmingly well, so I think it's time to treat her to a little love. I've already gave her a wash. She's looking mighty spiffy. I did clean up the wheels, the tires, gave it a quick wash and wax. Everything cleaned up fairly well on it. It's the interior came out well. Did a little detailing in here. Shampooed the seats, the carpets. Everything's fine. Headlights freshly restored now. That trim stuff did really nice job. I ended up using the Silk and Shine from Chemical Guys, and that did a really nice job in the interior, but also on any plastic bits on the exterior, so good stuff. In here it all shined up quite nice. One thing I noticed last night, actually two things during the test drive. It got dark out. The display lights in this portion of the HVAC controls don't work. They don't light up. So that's unfortunate. So I'm going to have to take that apart and change the bulbs, because that's not great. Over here everything worked properly. The other problem was with the radio. I don't have good radio signal, and couldn't find the antenna. It turns out the antenna on these is this printed grid on the back window, the back quarter window. And I don't know how that can go bad, but then I looked, and this little guy is supposed to be attached over here. So after some more reading, it turns out you can get the same repair kit that you use to reattach the rear defroster tabs and fix the grid. You can use that for reattaching that. So I will go ahead and get one of those today, along with some bulbs, if I can figure out the right bulbs to get. Yeah, and here it turned out nice and clean too. So we're close. The axles have ripped boots, and who knows for how long, so I don't want to go through and degrease all that and clean it all up and maybe still have a problem. They seem fine, but it was honestly well worth the time just to get two brand new axles. These have a lot of miles on them anyway. And the steering rack has some rips, so we need to replace the boots on the steering rack, both ends. So our parts pile has gotten much smaller. And if you remember, while we're doing those axles, we need to pop this one remaining nut on for the motor to transmission connection. But yeah, the to-do list is getting pretty small, so a couple more things to do and then she'll be good to go. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, I know the list just keeps growing here, but the seat. I tried to move the seat up yesterday and she no go, and that needs a little attention. Mostly because you can't slide it backward and forward. It's fine for me because I'm a tall dude, but anybody else might have a problem with that. So we'll take the seat out as well today. These tires are like brand new still. Brakes are good, and most of the rust has worn off the rotor. It's actually, it looks rough from the naked eye, but it's actually smooth. Okay, so to do the axle, we can try to unpunch this nut with a punch. Obviously, unpunch it with a punch or an old screwdriver or something. That's got to come off with the impact. And yeah, the CB axle, you can see the boot's all torn on it here, which is the reason we're in here. And then also the steering right here, the steering rack boot is torn right off there. So yeah, that'll be next task. And to do that, we're gonna have to loosen this nut, mark it and loosen it, break this off, untwist this, and then change the boot. Shouldn't be a big deal as long as it all goes back together properly. One thing we're gonna have to do before we forget is mark the position of this top camber bolt so we don't mess with our alignment. So we'll stamp that with a punch too, so we can get it back to relatively same position. And same with the threads on here, so we get these back to the same position. Otherwise the wheel's gonna be, it'll be everywhere. I'm just gonna take out the new axles and make sure they're the right ones here too. Here's our new axles. So I got the Rock Auto Cardone ones. Well, Rock Auto doesn't make them, but luckily these even come with a new nut, so we don't have to worry about trying to punch that one out and save it. The impact should just rip it open. Speed sensor for the ABS on here too. And this is how they connect at the car end. There's you can see the hole right through here. There's a spline shaft coming out of the transaxle. This slips over, and then you have to knock in one of these split spring pins. So we're gonna have to use a flat punch, knock out the old one to get the old one out too. But luckily all this comes with the new axle, which is awesome. I hate doing this job and you realize you don't have an axle nut. Oh, replacement time, less than 1.25 hours per axle. That sounds like a challenge. I love how Rock Auto gives you the little magnetic for your toolbox. I think I already have this one. Oh no, remember all the time we spent repairing the PCV valve? Yeah. Boy, I'm good. Nope, didn't have this one yet. Yeah, not sure if we're going to be able to bust this loose with the impact or not. There is another trick you can do, which we'll see if we need that or not, but you can remove this center cap on the wheel, put the wheel back on, drop the car back down. That'll keep the axle from turning, and then you can break this loose with a breaker bar. But let's try the impact first because it's much quicker, obviously. Put her on high. 32 millimeter socket, or 1 1/4. Yeah, buddy. Ignore the pile of rust we just created. Okay, now we need to break these guys loose here. Actually, nope, the axle's already loose, good. Alright, I guess we gotta get under there. So while we're down here just checking out the engine, we're all dry on this side. Dry on the oil pan, dry on the oil filter and cooler housing. Valve cover is good on this side. Remember, here's where the gasket for the valve, or for the valve cover is, and then our head gasket that we did would be right here. I'm just checking all those areas for any leaks. And thermostat housing, which we did to thermostat in, is good. Everything looks okay. Okay on the oil pan. And at the back of it also. It's dry back there too. We're a little wet down here on the steering though. It doesn't look like it's coming from up top. Remember, we placed one line up there. It looks a little wet down here. I don't know if that's still stuff dripping out from underneath there from before. So I think we're gonna check these fittings and tighten them up a little bit and degrease them just to make sure it's not a new leak. And you can see how much gunk was down here. It's, you know, this is all old stuff, but it was definitely creating a leak. And we might want to move that one bracket on the exhaust down a bit, because somebody clamped the heat shield there, but it's so close to the frame, I bet you it's going to smack that. Never mind, it's not. We should tighten this up though. Yeah, we should. I think we can just run some baling wire through there, tighten those things up. That one's the same way. Not sure if they would rattle or not, but you know, while we're down here. That's nice and dry. No, we missed tying this bracket in. We're gonna have to do that. Yeah. Okay, well, we got a couple things left to do on our list then, but warranty repair. Also found that on the transmission, a bunch of these pan bolts were really loose. So let's cinch these down a little bit. See, it's been weeping from there a little bit. I think it's because these are loose. Some of them quite loose. We'll give this a wipe down and make sure we don't have any further leaks. This isn't even transmission fluid. There we go. Much better. My God, there's a lot of gunk here. I wish I would have pressure washed this. Hindsight's 20/20 though. Anyways, we're down here for this axle, so yeah, you can see the steering boot is just torn here, and I believe it was both sides. This side's not as bad, but oh no, it's torn on this end. Okay. All right. So for the axles, this is going to be fun to get to. Here's the business end of the CV axle. So if I spin our wheel, we should be able to rotate this and find the pin. Come on, little doggy. Oh, wait, I think I see it. Oh, there it is there. Well, that's going to be fun to get to. We got to get a punch between the exhaust and the O2 sensor there. Oh, that's going to be a good time. Okay, got the pin knocked out. It actually was pretty easy to get out of there. I got the punch to get it started, and then I just used an old ratty screwdriver that was already kind of screwed up. It's a small enough diameter to go through the axle, and then it just popped out of there. It wasn't too bad. Schmucked my finger with the hammer there underneath, and look at this finger compared to the other one. Normal, not normal. I'm turning into a human balloon. Uh-oh. Anyways, let's get on with it. Now we got to get these two bolts out of here, and we got to release this line here. Oh boy, that's not going to be fun. The brake line, yeah, the brake line's captive in a plate here. We're going to not want to move that. Let's see if we can get enough play with just taking this line off and see if we can kind of swivel this down out of the way. We should be able to. If not, we'll have to find another way. Yeah, I don't think we'll get enough play just by removing the bottom ball joint. But we can disconnect the steering arm anyways, because we're replacing that boot anyway, remember? Little penetrant. Like that brake line. And there's no way to gain any more. No. Okay, plan B. Okay. Plan B is going to be to drop this because we need to undo that anyways, right? Yeah. Break the nut loose. And then we got a cotter pin here. Wow. Actually came out surprisingly easy, but we're gonna have to get a new one of these. Also 19. Actually, maybe this will pop off nice. Wow. She does not want to play nice. There we go. So now that we can rotate this, we should be able to get enough clearance to get that axle out without stretching these. There we go. Okay, guys. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if it was the government, some evil gnome, aliens. I don't know, but I lost a clip from the camera somehow, and I have no way to get it back. So basically, the part where I grabbed the CV axle, the old one, and give it a yoink to pull it out, tossed it into the trash, and then just reinstalled the new CV axle onto the stub. And you just have to line up the splines on the CV axle and stub so that that pin can go in. Then you just tap the pin in with a little hammer and a punch, and stab the axle back on through the spindle, and that's where you left off. So again, apologize, but nothing I can do about it now. So enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, axle nut torque, 137 foot-pounds. We're gonna just give it a quick zippity-doo with the impact until I can get an assistant to hold the brakes, and that should be enough force to allow us to torque that. But for now, we'll just get it close. There we are. Actually, I wonder if we can. Let's try it. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Now the only thing left to do is punch this down so it locks it. There we are. Axle complete. So for our next magic trick, we're going to replace that boot, of course. So check the end link. Yeah, it's fine. Unscrew this because we loosened the nut from before. And now we're going to try to mark this with a felt pen, but I'm going to also take a picture to count threads just in case we lose that. I've got a fine Sharpie here. Clear picture of the threads. 13mm. Okay. Now we've got this clamp here. Slide this off. These pliers suck. Okay. Clamp. Half of the old boot. And so the other half is still stuck on there, so I'm going to have to go cut the tie zap strap and rip that out of there. Okay, so I just cut that strap with some side cutters. It's just one of these clamp type straps, which the new one comes with too. Give everything a little wipe down under there. Here's our new boot. And we get new clamps as well. Little guy for the outer, and for the inner we get one of these. So to really tighten these correctly, you need one of these pliers for the this type of clamp. Let's see if we can get this back on here. She's tight. Oh my God. We gotta go on there quite a ways. Oh, I think I'm gonna put some silicone lubricant on here first. So we gotta go all the way to here. Oh, that's much better. Forgot the clamp. Don't forget to put the clamp on. Silicone spray helps a ton. That's actually right where we want them to be. This little clamp was not fun to get on there. Okay, install the bottom clamp. There we go. Okay, I've got this back at the same number of threads we had it at before. And my little arrows are lined up again. So right here. Oops. If it wants to spin on you, just give it a little whack on the bottom to seat it again. She didn't snap, so we're good. Snug that back up again. There we go. This side's complete. We can put the tire back on. Okay, let's see if we can do this side in the allotted hour and 15 minutes. And go. Wow, that's the CV axle. Not bad. 23 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and finish that boot off now and then we'll be done. I guess ones are done. I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. It's dinner time. I got to deal with all the snow out here. If I'm feeling good, maybe I'll come back out after dinner and tinker away at some of the interior stuff, the seat or the HVAC bulbs? HVAC bulbs, maybe. We'll see. Ciao for now. Right. Let's see if we can get inside this HVAC control unit. This way. And then this way. Okay. Well, oh, they don't give you a lot of... tabs. Okay. Oh, well, that's gone too now forever. I'm guessing these have to pop off as well first. Yep. Okay, here we are. Bulbs. 2 bulbs, which are supposed to be green and the condom's missing. Okay. These light tubes pop out? Do we need to pop them out even? Maybe. Need something a little better. Sorry about the banging. They do pop out. So the idea of those light tubes is, even though the bulb's only here, it's going to shine in the end here and distribute light all along, all through there. So that's how they can get away with just putting 2 bulbs in this whole display. Okay. Now we need to pop out a bulb and see what kind it is. Sorry, more banging. Also just realized something. The bulbs come out from the back. Sorry guys. So here's how the bulbs pop out. I just want to confirm that we actually have a bulb problem and not something else going on. So I'm going to go grab my multimeter and we'll test this out real quick. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. I've got the lights turned on right now in the vehicle. And we'll stab our leads into the bulb. And we have 12 volts. See that? But obviously the bulb's not on, so clearly we have a burnt out bulb. So how do you take these things out? They just pop straight out? There we go. Now we're not going to have the green condom, unfortunately, because it's destroyed. But let's take this to the store and see if we can find one. Okay, possibly mission successful. I'm not sure. 1.2 watts, 12 volts. That should be good enough for illumination dimming. I think these are actually a T5 bulb. It doesn't have a crossover, but Sylvania 2721 Osram bulb. Let's try that out. Of course, we don't have the condom, but I do happen to have this. So let's give this a shot. Maybe. Well, it plugs in. Let's try this out. Little arts and crafts on the channel here. Never hurt anybody, right? Will this actually glow green? I doubt it. Is it worth a shot? Yeah. Well, I don't know, guys. Let's give that a try. It's green. I mean, what more do you want? Beauty. Let's rip the other one out of there and we'll color it up. Actually, I guess we don't have to take them out if we're going to put them in from the front, do we? Sure, you guys are all thinking this is 15 minutes. I'm never going to get back of my life, but you know what? I'm having fun. And let's be honest, what else do we have that's, do you have anything better to do? You probably wouldn't be watching this if you did, so stop complaining. I don't know if that's going to wear off as soon as I touch it. Nope. You've just got the pulled off some of the dark plastic here off the end of the light pipes. There we go. I think I'm going to go clean this up real quick. Okay, so we're all back together here again. I just want to show you guys what we ended up with. Yes, that'll definitely do. It even looks green, thanks to good old Milwaukee pen. So, wonderful. Excellent. Oh. Yeah, who knew? Fine point Inksol. So these, their claim to fame is it'll write on anything. If it's wet, oily, doesn't matter, it'll write on it. And apparently it'll write on glass. Which is amazing. Comes in 4 colors. Blue, red, black, green. So, when we're done, and I think we've got the fix for the antenna. Bond's defogger tab to window grid. So let's go tackle that one next. Okay, I've got the kit out here for the rear window defogger repair and tab adhesive. Boy, It's 2 kits in one. It's complicated, but that's because it's 2 in 1. The defogger repair is this little bottle, the brush, the little template there to draw your line, and the little sand pad. Prep that area, but to do the defogger tab repair is different. You have this alcohol wipe to prep the area, and you've got this, I don't know what they call it, activator. That has to go on the window side, not the tab side. And within 15 minutes, you have to wait 2 minutes, but within 15, you got to knead this pouch here, put the goo on, glue the tab on, hold it for a minute. Don't use a defroster for 24 hours, and check for 0 ohms of the multimeter. So, yeah. Let me use a little bit of the sandpaper and we'll get the tab prepped, flattened out and ready to go. So I think I just want to kind of get this a little bit flatter. Looks pretty good there. There we are. Ow! My head! Okay, alcohol prep wipe. Both halves. It smells like a doctor's office. Okay, we'll let that dry for a minute. How's our alcohol doing? Dry yet? Now we're supposed to peel the corners of the activator pouch and then use the pouch as a handle so we don't touch anything. And so we're only supposed to touch the window, not the tab. Okay, now we're supposed to wait 2 minutes. Boy, that stuff stinks too. Just wiping my overspray. 2 whole minutes. And in the meantime, we're supposed to knead this pouch of conductive tab adhesive for 2 minutes, so I might as well do that. Till a uniform beige color. Wow, danger, flammable, poisonous, and some other symbol I do not recognize. Causes serious eye irritation. Wow. May cause genetic defects. Well, that must be what that is. May cause respiratory irritation. May cause drowsiness or dizziness. Highly flammable liquid and vapor. Causes severe skin burns and eye damage. Good God. May cause an allergic skin reaction. If you're worried about that after this point. Jesus. May cause damage to organs. Good Lord. Don't drink this stuff. Clearly. Jeez. Okay, 2 minutes is up. Tear off the tab. And we're supposed to put a couple of drops, 1 on each of the pieces, so come on out, gunk. I don't want to get it on me. I don't want some genetic defect. There we go. Stick it on. And wait a minute. Oh, it smells. Woo! As soon as I hit that window where the stuff was, I guess. Well, I have this adhered on here with some tape, hoping it's going to dry eventually. I don't know. Not very high hopes for this junk. Okay, see if we can see what's up with the seat. I mean, besides the obvious. Broken here, which is, that's our issue with this portion. Other than that, to be able to move the seat, I think this needs to be tightened up. And if I had held it high enough, it probably would have moved actually. So this cable assembly here will just tighten up and fix, and then down here, see, it's just ripped out of the bottom of the seat, but it's honestly, it's just a captive nut on the other side. But if we took that out and added a big fender washer there, I think we would get this thing tightened back together. There are controls on the side of the seat here to adjust the height. And that was working and is working still. And the other knob adjusts the height at the back. I can see the cable's way too long here. So need this to be about there. That'll do it. Just broke that piece right out of there. I can get this one in there. There we go. I believe we are fully functional. Just got to get these lined up. This one has to be one more down. Got it in the same spot for reinstalling the seat. I think we've got it, guys. Well, I can't leave it like this now with all the dirt, so fix that right up quick. Oh, heavy. I think it's gonna work. Yes! To be determined. We're close, guys. We're very close on this one. So, gonna end it there for tonight. Tomorrow, I think what I'm going to do is get underneath him, maybe, and clean off that grease from the transaxle so we can make double sure it's not leaking from there. We'll have to clean it up and then go for a drive, make sure it's not leaking anymore, but that's tomorrow's problem. Thank you very much for watching.